Welcome to Marketing MASH, brought to you by themarketingscope.com.
Hi, I'm Erin Vidal, Editor and Chief Content Officer at The Marketing Scope. Welcome. Today we have our special guest with us today. We have Erin Geoghegan. She's VP of Marketing at HookLogic. Welcome, Erin.
Well, thank you for having me.
Well, today, and we're in September, and we're coming up on the holiday season, and we want to talk about browsing to buying, how to get your customers or your prospects, to come in and engage in that online journey. And I know that you guys have some recent research out there that has some wonderful stats and information. Can you share some of that with us today?
Yeah, sure. So we call Q4 it's our Super Bowl. At HookLogic, we work with most of the world's largest retailers, and we are coming up on our busiest season for sure. It's a very exciting time. One statistic I guess I could call out from our research, and we've done the same study for 3 years now, is that 2/3 of product shopping journeys start on e-commerce sites, not search engines. And a lot of folks tend to be surprised by that fact, but I'm telling you it's the truth. We've done the study year over year.
I was surprised. I mean, what does that explain what it means for marketers then?
So, well, not only do 2/3 start on e-commerce sites, but we also see that shoppers visit an average of 3 e-commerce sites per shopping trip. So it's not even that they're starting on retailers, but they're also shopping across multiple retailers. And so what we tell a lot of the brands that we work with is that it's very important to have an on-site marketing strategy. Many brands are often putting a ton of budget and focus towards search engines like Google, but they really have to think about the Targets and Walmarts and Amazons of the world and how they can get better exposure on those sites.
So impulse buying looks different when you're in the online experience. And so for me, if I'm at an actual retail store, I'm standing in line and I have the gums and the candies and the magazines there. How is it different online?
Well, it's very different online. And when you think about the magazines and the candy and stuff at a grocery store before you check out, that's a massive display. There's a lot of room for many different candy brands and many different magazines. But when you think about a desktop screen or a mobile phone, you probably can see 3 products at a time. So it really, it cuts the opportunity down for brands that sell online, and it makes it uber competitive. Where it was somewhat competitive before, it is incredibly competitive in the online world. And,
I bet. What product categories are most likely to be bought through an impulse buy online?
Baby care products are that is the category that sees the most impulse buying. 50% of shoppers say that or 49 to be accurate, say that they buy baby care items on impulse. Second to that is food and grocery, to be expected. And when you think about the other end of the spectrum, electronics are the products that are least often bought on impulse, which makes a lot of sense when you think about the fact that they tend to be higher ticket items.
Yeah. Well, can you tell us a little bit about HookLogic's platform and how it helps companies with this process?
Sure. So HookLogic has partnerships with all of the big retailers except Amazon. And so we say there's Amazon and there's HookLogic. And we basically enable brands who sell on those sites like Walmart, Target, Best Buy, Toys R Us to advertise their products within those sites and then measure the resulting sales. Recently, we've also launched something called Drive to Retail, where we're able to plug those same brand ads into retargeting banners that are seen off the e-commerce sites, as well as Google PLAs that ultimately drive shoppers back to those product detail pages where the ads initially lived. And so it's a great way for brands to get more exposure and increase sales, especially during the holiday season. It's a lot like Google paid search. A lot of people are used to seeing the first few search results on Google. Those are sponsored or featured results. Yeah. Same concept, but within the e-commerce environment where these are sponsored or featured products within the e-commerce site.
So how are you seeing shoppers interact from a mobile perspective right now?
Mobile has been really fun to watch, especially during the holiday season. Last holiday was the first time that we saw mobile shopping activity surpass desktop. The year before, they were pretty even. Mobile was slightly lower than desktop, but last year we saw mobile rise. And Thanksgiving was the biggest day for mobile shopping. And, a lot of that has to do with the fact that stores are closed. Some stores are open, but many stores are closed. Yeah. Also, people are spending time with their family, but they're also, watching that movie while on their phone shopping or waiting for dinner to be cooked on their phone. It certainly happens in my household. And so mobile, this holiday season, we expect it to be even bigger than last, but we do expect Thanksgiving to still be the biggest mobile shopping day. In our recent research study, we did ask shoppers what they are typically doing on their mobile phones when they're in stores. It's quite interesting to see the folks in department stores and grocery stores now all looking down at their phones, and maybe they're texting their spouse asking what they forgot on the grocery list. But when it comes to shopping or on activity on e-commerce sites specifically, the number one activity is checking prices. Yeah. Followed by ratings and reviews, which is sort of to be expected. One thing that I found interesting was that 61% of shoppers said that they shop from their phone while they're at home. So they're not even booting up their laptops anymore. They're just going straight to their mobile device.
It's easier.
Yeah.
So I know this research just came out. A ton of information from an educational perspective. And so can you give us the URL once again? It's HookLogic.com, and then you can go to your blogs. I know you have a lot of great content there.
We do. Thanks for noticing. We do a ton of research, and we're constantly putting out new white papers and studies and hosting webinars. I'm hosting a webinar on September 21st with Marketing Scope that covers much of our new research and also best practices for holiday. But on HookLogic.com, we have a shopper insights page where all of our new research lives. And we have stuff that's broad, like some of the things that I just discussed. And we also have a lot of category research. Recently, we did 2 deep dives into the apparel industry. And soon we will be coming out with a paper that takes a deeper look at home goods.
Yeah, that's wonderful. And Erin, if anyone has any questions for you, can you give us your Twitter handle and or your email address?
Sure. My Twitter handle is Erin _Geoghegan. Geoghegan has a few extra letters in it. Most people would probably spell it G-A-G-A-N. And I am getting married in December, so that will change. But right now, it's Erin _Geoghegan. And my email address is erin.geoghegan@hooklogic.com, HOOKLOGIC.com.
Well, thank you so much. Best practice. And, we're looking forward to September 21st. We're looking for all your content here in the fall. Gearing up for the online season. So thank you, Erin. Appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
That's it for this episode of Marketing MASH. You can share your thoughts by following us on Twitter and Facebook. Subscribe to our podcast to keep up with the show. And of course, you can always find us by visiting themarketingscope.com.